So, welcome back to Come Over and Bend Over. It is our Terrence Prescott.
And Ricardo.
We are here today to talk about high school all over again. Because you know what? Gossip Girl is back.
Yes.
And I was a fan of the original one for lots of reasons.
So was I.
And they got me thinking when I was watching it, like, there's a lot of high school stories out. And I like a lot of high school stories, depending on who's acting in it and what the story is about. You know, most of them about drama. But some of them are science fiction and I really like those. But today I want to talk about our high school experiences, our favorite high school stories, and a little fanfic I had developing during watching Gossip Girl.
Oh yeah, because he does that. I mean, if you don't know, now you know.
Unnecessarily, I do that. And I can't turn it off, because guess what? Imagination Land rules my life. So...
yeah, I don't have a fanfic, but I do have...
I think you got time to critique my fanfic.
Oh, that's all I do.
Hey, so... my high school experience, I went to Spartan High temporarily. I moved to Dorman High against my will. For the most part, I only remember a handful of people. All in all, I had about 15 people I talked to during high school. That's including both schools. I was definitely a loner and aloof to everyone in school. From faculty to students to staff. Don't remember, not a hot damn one of them, alright? But there were a few teachers. One was on a good note because she believes in fiction. Gave me some notes that I still follow to this day. The other teacher, well, I'll put it this way. Rumors affected my time in high school too. I was deemed a favorite by the teachers, so the students tried starting a rumor.
Like sexual?
Yes.
I hate people.
I washed my hands of the situation that fueled me to not talk to anyone ever again in high school. And that was only the freshman year and the first year of dormant. All right. And I was a little ugly twink back then. What is y'all talking about? And I guess they were just jealous of my own art because I was doing things. Anyway, I eventually got tired of a lot of things to the point I ended up in the lost cause school where I was finally able to do classwork and then work on my stories without being interrupted. My high school years have nothing but memories of making up characters and creating some bum-ass stories. But my favorite moment was in the lost cause school where I drew and then colored characters Larry Myth and Clavicles, two characters from story number 6, Deadly Arts. Clavicles was deemed inappropriately provocative, and they had to take it down. The kick about that was, it was a white female character with cleavage showing and low-rise sweats on. Majority of our body was still covered though. So for anyone thinking colorism and racism had a part in this, it didn't. They just didn't want the art up, so the boys wouldn't get riled up in that school. And they was some badass kids, but they never messed with me, so I had a great time in that school. But Clavicles was in the front display case of the school, and it's an awesome piece. But Larry Myth was deemed okay, even though she showed way more skin than Clavicles. But Larry Myth's skin was green in the art piece. Now I'm thinking as I type this up that I need to go back into character design more because, you know, I'll be doing this shit. I was making up some stuff back then. Then again, it wasn't really my favorite moment. My favorite moment was graduating early so I can lead that ass backwards in country area of the world. Escaped right into the army and my life truly began there. Bypassed the second half of senior year by getting all of my credits at adult ed. That period was funny because there was this dark-skinned girl named Sherry. I always thought she was beautiful and she was a loner too. Saw her in elementary, junior high, and high school. We both ended up in the lost cause school, probably for the same reasons. But we graduated early because we were over that bullshit a very long time ago. There were times she would dog walk other girls in the school, but my trouble came from disrespecting authority figures because students left me alone because I definitely never registered their existence. I'll never forget the many ways I said "fuck you" to so many adults growing up. And that was a simple precursor to realizing that preceding generations really ruined the world.
Okay. It's interesting because I did have a backwards country as aesthetic to my story, but mostly because it's like it's in another place of the world. I understand that, like, where you're from, it's country as fuck. But
yeah, you've been there.
I have. But the funny thing to me is that as someone that has seen countryer places, it's not as country as I would think. It still looks like America to me, but that's because I'm a foreigner. There's
but you also didn't see it in the 90s, so.
No. I'm talking about your city.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You didn't see it in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I imagine. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
But how was your high school experience?
So, my high school experience was intense. Let's say it that. I went to one of the biggest schools, physically big.
Physically?
Yes, like it's one of the hugest campus.
So niggas used to get lost.
It's possible. It's
okay.
Big like that, but interestingly enough, when I was reading his stuff, one thing that came back to me was like drama, and I'm like, my school didn't have drama, but just because it's so if you were studying there, you were going to study like from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. regardless of when you were taking your classes. That's either that or you were in the night shift, but night shift was mostly for adults.
Okay.
Anyways, so in this first 7 to 7 time, there was 3,000 students.
Okay.
At the same time in the same school. 3,000.
Okay.
So
like this big. My school was that big.
No. My point being that there was no, like, if there was drama, it was basically like nobody would know. For example, if somebody fought in my classroom, no one else would care. Because it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, nobody cared for that. So, like, fights were not a thing in my school.
No, that was a thing in mine, but.
Also, my school was considered like a nerd school because you had to take a test to get in. So, like, there was like a open test, anyone could take it, and if you got the certain grade and the cutoff grade, you got in.
Okay.
And I went for my high school was a tech school, and I took the IT path. I never liked the programming side of it, but since the beginning, my favorite part was the database side of it and design, of course. But like, if we're talking IT, I would say that was what this high school gave me.
Oh, but, so you're a brainiac.
Yes, of course. But here's the things that I wanted to say about my high school. It was huge, so there was no drama. My favorite classes were Portuguese, English, biology, history, geography, philosophy, sociology, and graphic design and DB management, which was the tech side of my high school. Out of all these, like, there's always a couple teachers that I have like in my heart. For example, in my freshman year, I had like a great philosophy teacher. In my freshman year, I had great history and geography teachers too, Valdivino and Marcus. They were fantastic, and they changed
people about names.
Yes, they changed my life. Like, I remember after I moved to the States, I was in a museum in Washington D.C. And then I was like, damn, I understand this because of that class that Marcus taught about something. So like, that man, he was a great teacher. That was
like my Greek teacher. They gave me some stuff about fiction I still use.
No, and it's like, there are some teachers that just change your life in a way. So there's that.
You got lucky.
Yes, I got very lucky. And my school was very, very big, and there were, like, you could basically disappear and skip class. Like, it was very easy to skip class, and that's why I failed freshman year.
Okay.
Because
So
I was very...
it sounded like actual TV stuff footage right there. So what was your favorite moment of skipping class?
Oh,
I never skipped class.
It was just like, oh, we would just not get in. Because, like, so there's like there's the state where the school is placed, and then there's the actual school. So, like, there's a safe area where you could just hang out, and, like, nobody can force you into the school. Like, technically speaking, you should be in class, but they're like, you're grown. So that's kind of like the vibe in that school.
A little 14-year-old.
Exactly. So my little 14-year-old self failed freshman year. Well, half of it. So I learned my lesson. Since then, I've been doing great in school.
Hey, that's the spirit.
And I'm not in school anymore, but, like, after that, I never had any hiccups anymore. Also, once I bleached my friend's hair, per her request, she asked me to do it.
What color?
But no, we bleached it, and it was just like, it took a long time, but, like, we were just chilling in the bleachers, bleaching hair in the bleachers, and then
sound like a party.
And then she dyed it pink, of course, basic. But it was revolutionary. It was what, 2009, 2010.
Oh,
2009.
Okay.
I was so young then.
Me too, and I was good times that year.
Also, there was when it came to PE in that school, you had to. So in the beginning of the semester, you would pick the sport that you wanted to practice. Okay. So, like, the first day of the semester, you would line up, like, and I usually chose either volleyball, handball, and either one or the other. And if we had, like, if it was divided into trimesters that year, and I had to pick another one, I would pick
rugby.
No, we don't. They don't have rugby, but I would pick swimming. But on the first semester, because the pool is dirty still, like, they didn't clean it from the break. No. So we can't really have lessons in the pool. So I was like rigging the system.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when you were taking handball or volleyball, you had to walk about a mile to get to the places where there was. But on the way there was this one goose that wreaked havoc in that school.
Like the video game?
Yes. That goose was like, I think it's probably what inspired it. Because that goose is legendary, and I don't know if it's still alive, probably not.
Yeah, probably
not. But it's like, it was awful, and everybody in that school has a story of the goose chasing them, me included. Like, and also, for no reason, and there was a year where my PE was on the first, like at 7 a.m. From 7 a.m. to 7:50. No, from 8 a.m. to 8:50. Anyways, okay. And so we had to walk by the goose very early, and it was terrible. Every Tuesday or every Thursday.
Did they have big arms and shoulders or something?
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
Yes. But anyways, that was my high school experience. But then, like, by the time that this, like, senior year rolled around, I was just like, I'm done with school, so I'm just gonna take the national exam, which is, if you take that, when you graduate your high school in Brazil, you have to take the national exam for your diploma to be valid. So, or you can just take the national exam. As long as you're 18, it's the same as a diploma.
Okay.
And also you can use
that one?
Yes, just take the test. Okay. And you can use the grade to get into college too. So that's what I did. I graduated through that, and then I used that grade to get into college, public college, and yeah, because I was tired of the bush too. Like, I was doing the same thing that you were like. I was like, I just want to get this over with. I didn't have to December.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be done by September. Okay. I wanted, when the test rolled around, I was like, I know I'm gonna pass this anyway. So.
Mm-hmm. Because I went to the Army January the 4th, 2004.
Ready.
So, now I'm gonna list my favorite high school stories. You ready?
We're gonna go 1-1 or no? You
I was just gonna do mine.
Okay, just go off.
Then you do yours because I gotta do the fanfic and then you gotta give your thing.
I don't. What thing?
Critique.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, number 10 is Booksmart. It's a movie. The movie was mostly about a party and it revolved around the two smartest girls of their class. Hella hilarious. Number 9, Alrawabi School for Girls. And it's Arawabi, all right? My voice is toe up right now. But Egypt did what needed to be done with this series. It was great. It was lit. I was on the edge of my seat. And it was a roller coaster without being strapped in. Anyway, number 8, The Secret Circle. It was a series. And it was about a weird shaped coven. Very weird. It was 6 people in a coven. But this story has one of my favorite characters of all time, Diana Mead. Number 7 is House of Anubis. It's a series. The imagination behind it was very splendid, and it inspired me to create one of my stories. Number 6 is Ravenswood. Everything blended very well in that story. The fiction, the ghost.
What is that?
Ravenswood. It's about, ravens in the wood.
Oh, I thought it was a wood of ravens, but no.
Hey!
What is it? Is it a show or an anime?
Yeah, it's a series. It's a show, live action.
Okay. Where?
No telling. I don't know where you can see it at because it was on ABC Family, and then ABC Family turned to something else, and it turned to something else. But
let me look up on Just Watch.
Okay,
but go on.
This story has one of my favorite characters of all time too. Her name is Miranda Collins. Number 5 is Twisted. It's a series. Child, that cast was beautifully hyped. Eyes wide open the entirety of the show. Has one of my favorite characters of all time, Lacey Porter. Yes, it's Ravenswood. Number 4 is Hellcats. It's a series. A lot of my favorite actors were in that genre, and they did it perfectly too. Made me want to be a cheerleader all over again. Number 3, Girl from Nowhere. It's a series. Kill a little here, kill a little there.
You love that show.
Yeah, one thing for certain, I was highly entertained and laughing my motherfucking ass off. All right. Number 2 is Fired Up. It's a movie. It was a choreography for me. But the stupidity of this movie will have you wondering what the hell happened. Number 1 is the Power Rangers. And the Power Rangers knew exactly what to do because they risked it to get the biscuit, just like they did in Fired Up. But they has one of my favorite characters of all time, Aisha Campbell. She was flipping. She had braids. The movie was beautiful.
It was.
All right. What are your favorite high school stories?
So, okay, I had a hard time with this because I didn't have a lot of high school stories to talk about. So I'm going to talk about 2 that is the reason why we're doing this. So First, let's start with Gossip Girl 2008. Gossip Girl was like great, and in my opinion, should have stopped on season 3. Like, should have been on season 3. But I love that show. I didn't like the end, Saint Dan being the Gossip Girl, but hey, it's TV.
I mean, the whole time he was standing there, looking up at her the whole time.
Right. So, like, it was a great show, though. It has iconic lines, iconic things, and one of the things that I love the most, and I know Terrence loves too, is Georgina Sparks. And
because Georgina Sparks is one of my favorite characters of all time.
And she leads me into talking about the new Gossip Girl, which it was kind of like the reason why this is happening. We've been watching the new Gossip Girl. I am enthralled, in love. I like a lot the show. And I last week's episode closed an arc with Georgina Sparks and had the best tie-in to the original Gossip Girl that I could ever expect. It was so fun. But
like Jesus fucking Christ, right?
Yes, and she can say that now because they made up, and that's perfect. and also and that is a thing for me. The old guy watching Gossip Girl now. So I watched the old one and I'm watching the new one. But the show
Actually, that's why I wanted to do this too, because now he's 30.
Yeah, but the show now, it's like, it's great on its own. Like, and that's the great thing about how they use Georgina Sparks in this, because like she wasn't around in the first season. Yeah. Like in the first season, all you see is like about her son. So it's just like the same world, and these characters are like new and exciting, and it doesn't matter, like has nothing to do with the original one, and I just love it. Yes. Like I love it how it's going, and I love the throuple, and I love the gays and the everything in this show. Like,
y'all should see the heart rays coming out of his eyes. It's ridiculous.
I love this show. Luna is fucking perfect. I love her.
Luna is lovely.
If Luna is my dream, if I was going to that high school, like that's what I wanted to be like. Like, come on, Gab, with the time. I'm a producer. Okay, I am gonna be your PR person. I just love her, and it just makes for such a good show, and the tie-ins, and it's great, and it's still coming out, so you should go watch it. But going back to my list, my favorite high school story is Sex Education, and I know you don't like it, but like year in and out, I am in love with that series. I'm sure that there's some critique to be made by someone, but it just makes me happy, and I wish when I was growing up, a show like that was around, because it's just so good. It just makes me so happy to watch. The other one is the one that we watched recently, Heartbreak High.
Heartbreak High was fucking excellent.
It's a great show, and it's fully in a high school, and it's messy in the beginning, but once you get in the groove of the characters, like you get to know them, I like almost everybody in that show.
I like everybody except for Spider.
I don't remember names.
The white, skinny guy, blonde hair.
Okay, yes. Well, the person I was obsessed in that show with was the gay kid or queer kid.
Yes.
That is non-binary, and I don't know. I just love the fact that these kids like him exist in the world, and I love hearing stories about them, because that is the more we see that, the more we normalize it and make life better for everybody. And
I mean, if you say so.
No, and that was for me, like, that made me very happy. I'm just like, I wish there was a character like that.
Now, to be honest, all of the gay characters, the LGBT squad of that story were great characters.
Yes.
Because there was the little redhead girl that was a friend of his in the story. She was my favorite character. I can't remember her name right now.
Also, the Asian girl with pink hair that has blue eyes.
Oh, yeah. She dated her, too. Like, both of them was great characters. And I was like, wow.
Yes.
They could have just wrote them to be perfectly in love, but they ain't had to do all that to them. Nah.
It's a great show. Heartbreak High is on Netflix. Heartbreak
High is on Netflix, and it got a season 2.
Yes, I don't know if when you go to Netflix and see Heartbreak High, it says enrolled for season 2.
Yes.
And I'm like, yes, I am. Okay. So the number 3 here, the next that I put, it was Bring It On. Because here's the thing.
Which one?
My favorite.
Because all of them don't take place in high school.
So my favorite is the first one.
Okay.
But Mario made me watch every Bring It On that existed.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you haven't seen 5. We can put it up after this.
My point being. So you gotta.
I got all of the Bring It Ons on DVD, and they come out with another one, I'm gonna get it on DVD.
You're gonna keep Mario's legacy of forcing me to watch the Bring It On.
No, I ain't gonna force you to watch it.
No, but anyways.
But you go watch it.
But here's the thing. When I say force, it's like, because I would watch once, like, on my own volition.
Yeah.
But Mario would have that shit on repeat. On rotation.
Yeah, like you have on
Harry Potter,
American
Dad, and all that shit. So, anyways, I get it, but my favorite is the first one. But the whole, not the ones in college, but the first one.
The first one was high school. Second one is college. Third one is high school. Fourth one is high school. Fifth one is high school.
Okay, I know the first one and the third one are in high school for sure. I don't remember watching the second one. Well, I did watch the second one. but maybe I blocked it. Okay, and then,
Anyway, so I wanted to say that my favorite Bring It On's 2, 5, 4, 1, then 3.
well, I'll tell you this: the fact that you like 2 first goes hand in hand with Hellcats. tells a lot about you.
He's a hater.
I'm not a hater.
I know you're not a hater. It's just not your flavor.
No. I just
If you didn't like it, you didn't like it.
No, it was not. I didn't like it. I lost interest. I was like, I'm because at that time I had to download the episodes and I was focusing on other things, such as. So the next 2 that I have is Booksmart that you talked about, and Booksmart's a great movie, great characters. I
Jessica Williams, Nico Hiraga,
yes,
Diana Silvers.
It's just a great. It's like a fun young cast and a fun movie. I just had a great time. Like I honestly would do like a watch party every year for that movie because it's just a stupid movie to get high and watch with your friends. Like it's a great movie. And then the next one was Vampire Diaries. The first couple seasons was very high schooly, so I liked that. And I liked what I liked the most in Vampire Diaries in the first couple seasons was the fact that the school year drove the first season.
Yes.
So like it felt like because I was in high school too. I was like first or second year in high school. So like I was like, oh, okay, these are my people. Full 22, 30-year-olds playing teenagers, and I'm like, oh, these are my peers. So now I look back now like, oh my god, how stupid. It's like I wanted the teenagers today watch like Riverdale and goes like, oh, those are my peers. That's how I behave.
They better not. I never thought like that. I was like, these people know they too old to be acting these characters, but it's at least some of it was good.
I got obsessed.
Because Grosse Pointe was a TV show about actors playing a high school character. This shit was fucking ridiculous. Popularity was difficultly ridiculous. Got popularity. Well, I was like, this show is really trying me.
Okay, well,
but Buffy the Vampire Slayer was great too.
Oh yeah, that's a high school show. Also, another high school show that I just thought about was it's not a show; it's a movie series. It's Twilight, but but that's the thing. It's the books feel more high school because like it goes to high school year.
Yeah, but you get to imagine it. It's not like you seeing somebody's portrayal of a story.
Yeah, but the books are also iffy. They're not great to read. But anyways, and the last one that I have here is The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, and that's an anime on Netflix. And I'm gonna repeat it: The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. And what I like, it's a high school show. Like everything is happening in the high school. But what I like the most is it's an anime and there's different characters with like, main anime character hair.
Yes.
So like they kind of like are getting into his orbit in life and they're living their whole fantasy like, oh, I am super powerful when I have a curse in my arm and and it's fully not real. It's just like he kind of like, okay, I'll throw him a bone. Like Saiki's controlling the whole world, and I think that is hilarious. And there's so much high school drama, and it's stupid because of course it's anime, but it's just like it's fucking funny. Like a grown ass guy in a high school classroom, and then he's like feeling great about himself because someone else treated him like a person, and he's like, oh my god, I feel great today. And then Psyche's just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? It's just a great show. And I watched this recently, and I love it. I haven't been into an anime like this.
I think I've seen you watching it.
The one that is like a guy with pink hair and 2 antennas.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. It's great show on Netflix, and that's it for me.
Okay, I'll try to watch it at work if I get a focus room by myself.
Okay.
No Sailor Moon?
Oh, no, say what I mean.
But you got 2 Afro puffs right now.
Okay.
Okay, moving along. So, I was watching it, and it doesn't matter what I watch. I will fanfic something, and like we watching rap shit right now, and I'm fanficking the death of all the male characters. Get these niggas off the camera. Let's go.
Yes, the series way more.
Let's write them out.
Come on, Essa.
But I want to say that it didn't get intense, and I want you to it didn't get intense until a certain character came in, and I want you to guess which character.
Logo.
No. Gossip Girl.
Oh, ask that again.
Which character do you think made it so intense I ended up doing this?
Georgina Sparks. No.
No, it was Shan Barnes.
Oh my God, Shan is great.
Boy, she had one of the best character introductions I've ever witnessed in any story, and here's why: she came in there talking the most shit. Left talking the most shit and took somebody with her.
Can I make a note about her? There was an EpiPen involved.
Oh, it was drama.
And she knew that she what she was doing. She
knew.
She was giving herself an allergic reaction.
To get out of detention.
My girl.
And then to come to find out she fit the rich. I was like, yeah, my family in there now, so I ain't got no choice but to be in a Gossip Girl.
It's your cousin.
So, yeah, that's my cousin. So, and she dark-skinned, beautiful child of the universe. So, that what made the fanfic happen, and the paper got more, she came in at the end of season 1, and the paper just I could see Ricardo rolling his eyes every time I add another letter to the piece of paper. And it would get darker and darker. Fill it up. I was writing, but I do want to say that it's very great seeing such a diverse cast because that's real life. And some of my favorite things from the first Gossip Girl, like the main cast from the jump was Jenny, and then she got into it a pretty reckless, and you know how that went. And I'm like, girl, get your ass back on that show. You can do this later. Finish the show. Her character was the best. I'm sorry, but then Georgina Sparks came around. But also, I loved Vanessa's character, but she didn't get enough camera time. And Nicole Fasella with her beautiful ass. She played Isabel, one of the minions. And I really like that character too. But moving along, in this fanfic, I decided to make up a lot of characters. And I made it incorrectly because in this world, you know, there got to be white people involved. I ain't make up no main white character. This is what I was doing a fanfic at the beginning, and I was like, ooh. So I went back and added some whiteys. So it's 2 blacks, 2 Asians, a Latino, and 3 whites to keep it a stack with that kind of world. All right. You know who it is out here. So the setting is year 2041. Hi, Upper East Siders. Fresh out of prison, and the gossip is so juicy, I have to give it to everyone on the bus back into the city. Upon my arrival, I expect all of the shiny-bodied, know-it-all brainiacs, frenemies of frenemies, retail hook-uppers, the bag ladies, and everyone's mother to be raving. Since Constance's last year of success with sports, each day of summer got hotter and hotter. I could not touch the bars on my cell. Every day was a celebration as the elite of the elite made every day an ode to pollution, taking a focus off of world issues to inflate their egos. To blimp status is simply an understatement, cause all of it is going to come crashing down. Word with the man proves that Golden Wolf is preparing to pass out golden tickets for several golden seasons. Will our all-stars be able to retain their positions, or will they bring each other down to make a dream reality? From track stars to photo bombing and tossing cookies at pep rallies, it's going to be the roughest year yet. Leading up to the years for the next Olympics, our Upper East Siders plan on keeping it golden until, and here's your golden ticket for the front row seats. Let the scandals replace the brawn, cause the heart made of gold is going to sink his fangs in the entirety of the Upper East Side. XOXO.
GG.
So, how was that?
That was intense. As I said, I'm curious to see how the Olympic element will play into this, and I do like.
You know them parents of the status.
I do like that you mentioned the Brainiacs and everyone. She was going in.
She was going in.
I like it. Go on.
Okay, so they pretty much don't have to do a lot because they know the riches will take care of them, but they still want the glory of being athletes and whatnot because these characters got plugged into athleticism early. And let's go down to characters. Okay, you got Janetta. She was the last one to get time with her mother when she was dying from a fatal car wreck. Complications in the surgery led to her going under the knife several times. She ended up getting some FaceTime with Janetta lastly and told her that her father set up the car wreck to have her killed. So Janetta took that in, received it, kept it, and that changed her from being like a snobby rich girl who was mean and whatnot to being kind, gentle, and generous. And she was only 9 years old, so she went from being like the class bully to being a nice girl, and she, she had an apology to her. And good times in the city, and she became everybody's favorite. And she's just doing it because of her mother's death. And they made a complex to instill the kindness that transformed her that day. And since then, she started avoiding her father. But she has a great relationship with her brother, and her brother is Bronx. They are twins. He knew his sister changed the day their mother died, but he never questioned why. Because the twin bond, he wouldn't pry. And this is set best friend for life. The twin bond kind of stuff. But he retained the bad boy bully on the top of the class kind of persona. So, he is who he is. And him and two other characters, Zavant and Knight, are like best friends, and they plan on going to the Olympics together and wrestling and all kind of shit. So, they plan on bringing some kind of notoriety to their parents' name, help out with the business, do, sponsors things with sports and all this stuff, help out the family and things like this. So, they are respected in their families in that sense, and they pretty much stay on the right path and get away with a lot of murder.
Okay. I mean, they're rich.
Yes. Then you have Rocky, and she's an Asian girl. She's always at odds with her mother. She's a daddy's girl, and her and her mother have a lot of awkward silences, but they put up with each other to save face with the father because he's trying to keep, the family together and whatnot. But, some things mess with a relationship, and, her mother wants to go.
Go where?
She wants out. She want to lead a marriage. She want to be out, but he's not letting her out. So she's stuck in that life kind of thing.
This is not like the 800s. She can't get a divorce.
Yeah, but he has some things on her. You remember how in Copenhagen, cowboy, that kind of scenario, and it just mess up situation I don't want to get too much in. But Rocky she's an alcoholic.
Hey.
But if she's not taking out her frustrations on sports, she's drinking. And then you have Zavant, he's Asian. Rocky would be Korean, Zavant is like Malaysian. he is on good terms with both of his parents. It's not just a show.
Who is that?
Zavant, the Asian dude. That also comes with a lot of backlash because his best friend mother is dead, and the other one his mother is Georgina Sparks. So there's a lot of things going on with these kids, and Zavant seems to have a perfect home, but he also he always comes in second to Bronx and Sylvester. So. And I said Knight earlier. So I changed Knight's name to Sylvester because we had a little powwow about, critiques. So I cleared it up next, sometime later. But, Zavant always comes second to his best friends. And it's going to get worse when Lobo gets there because he's going to knock everybody down.
Okay.
Now, we're moving on to Bella, a white brunette character. She is considered one of the queens of the school, and the other one is a friend, Aria. And they are friends with Janetta. The three of them are almost inseparable. But Janetta is the nice one that smooths everything over for everybody else when she really wants to be mean. But Bella is also Sylvester's beard and pretends to be his girlfriend and things like that, right?
Okay.
And Bella be doing some things. Her shit long. So Bella has a reputation of being like, she can get around. And she can do things, and she gets away with a lot of things because she knows how to move in the shadows and whatnot.
Okay.
And when Gossip Girl come back, Gossip Girl gonna start spotting her. And she ain't gonna be with Sylvester. So people are going to start prying into their relationship kind of things.
Hey, they have an open relationship.
So Sylvester, through all of the macho-ness, is deemed as the top guy of the school. In hockey, he's best. Bronx is best in basketball. All of them are pretty much evenly matched in wrestling, but it's either Bronx or Sylvester. And Sylvester uses Bella as often as he can, and he hides his gayness very well. But because Bella has so many high fashion friends and she go to them shows, if he sees a black guy at a show that reminds him of Bronx because he's in love with his best friend, he sleeps with that person, deals with STI scares, deals with all this other stuff, trying to sneak around and whatnot, but his mama Georgina Sparks. And when Gossip Girl come back, you already know that roller coaster go start. So, Aria is the blonde white girl. And she's very comedic with her friends, but everybody else, she's very Lisa Lampanelli.
I don't know what that means.
An insult comedian.
Okay.
And she be going in on people, but Gossip Girl gonna have her going in on her friends. It's gonna be all kind of drama and things and whatnot, but, she's also incredibly smart, and she is going to be helping people cheat tests and whatnot. She's coming up with new systems and things like that, and Gossip Girl going to be like, oh, what you doing?
Spotted. Hacker at the Starbucks.
Yes. And lastly, Lobo, the Latino, who loves so many strong men, so inspired. His parents own two different companies that ain't got nothing to do with each other. One's a cleaning company, one's a catering company. They have a lot of money between themselves, but they was gonna keep him there, saving up money so he can go to college and all this stuff. His dumb ass and did the unthinkable, got a scholarship. Now he going to Constance, and he is going to be advised. You might want to. These are new stomping grounds. You might want to make yourself known immediately. And he's going to take that and run with it. And that's going to piss off Bronx, Zavant, and Sylvester. And the four of them are going to be pitted with each other because of the coaches. And they go to be like, this is the missing link that will help y'all clear the Olympics together so y'all can have that dream. And they're gonna be bumping heads because Lobo is gonna fall in love with Janetta immediately. It's gonna be love at first sight with them two. And because Bronx hates Lobo so much, they gonna be butting heads, and then Janetta gonna have to deal with all that shit, and then she gonna eventually go back to her mean ways. But they got a lot of things going on between them. But what do you think about this fanfic?
I think that I'm gonna write a story where there's an American guy called Wolf.
I know you hate me, my bad.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
I know. I was trying to come up with names, but you know what? Fuck it, Wolf.
It was that or Doginho, right?
Doginho. No.
Repeat after me. Doginho.
Doginho.
Oh, that's very good.
Okay, I mean, I know how to talk. I'm a little bit of Portuguese.
You are.
I got a little speck on one of my kneecaps.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it did.
Like 0.0003%.
Yeah. You look just like my daddy.
But I personally will watch my Gossip Girl.
I would too. I'm intrigued.
They out there wilding. But the parents are pieces of work too, because in this one, Monet's mama, she need her ass whooped.
Yes. I'll say this. I like
I don't know if her
Zoya
name
and Zoya's
Camilla or
dad.
not, but she need her ass whooped. Huh?
Zoya and her dad, I like her. Them.
You like them. I want them to come with it next episode. I can't wait to see this shit. But for the most part, I don't really think about Zoya and her daddy.
I like him. Well, yes, but the best of the show is
Georgina and her son.
Georgina. I also like Julian.
My favorites are Shan.
Shan, yes.
I don't like any of the guys, but I didn't like none of the guys on the first one.
I like Max, but I also used to like Chuck Bass.
But then again, what's that nigga name?
Who?
Jericho, Jolene, Justice. What's her name? Julian's daddy. I like Julian's daddy. I like the actor, but his character ain't shit. Yes. Somebody need to rohypnol him. But for the most part, this one, I like most of the main lineup, and I love that Blair's parents came back.
Yes, yeah.
Because I grew up on those actors, and they were great all the time. They're always hilarious.
I'll say this.
But there was a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things to like about this, because they the entire cast is beautiful. But I think Shan, Audrey, and Monet are my top 3 characters.
They are the prettiest too. All 3 of them, like in my mind, they are the 3 most beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I like Julian. I like Zoya, and I like, what's the other one? Luna.
Well, Luna is your number one.
Yeah, she is my number one.
So Luna would be his number one. Then my 3 would come after that. For me, it would be Shan, Audrey, Monet, and Luna.
For me, it would be Luna, Monet, Shan, Audrey in 4th, because she's very cute. But that's it.
Wow. That's how you feel.
I mean, Zoya and Julian, they're fine.
Are they?
They're normal. They're normal looking.
Julian.
I mean, Julian is. No. I think she's pretty.
That girl told.
I think she's pretty.
Nah, get that girl on my camera.
But Monet, what I like about Monet is like, she is like.
She got that big dyke energy.
There's that, but also she's like 100% committed to being picture perfect at all times, and I love that. Like, the hair is always right, the clothes are always right, the attitude, but
angles though.
But like that stank face that she gives everyone, yes, yes.
From her mama.
Please be mean to me. Please be mean and make me feel bad about myself. Like, I just love her. And yeah, that's all I got for today. That's all she wrote.
Right. And I forgot to say that Bella character, she's sleeping with a politician.
Who?
The character that I made of the brunette white girl. All up in that
Yeah,
politician.
you said Bella. I was like, is he talking about the...
I'm sorry, but it's over. We go dip out. I'm gonna go out there and bark at other people's dogs. 'Cause I love getting them round up. It's been come over and bend over. You know, get a couple of wet wipes and get your ass out.
Thanks for listening. I'm sorry if I offended anyone, but I have no regrets. I've been Ricardo, and this was...
Terrence Prescott Bars. What's good?
And we outie.
Yeah.
Like your belly button.
No, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh, we got a crowd all of a sudden.